We're targeting those sneaky crayfish today, the spiny red rock lobster. This is Nat Davies, got several world records in hunting fish, but can also haul a crayfish out of a crack.
Yep.
But the spiny red are the ones that we sort of see and are familiar with as Kiwis?
Yeah, as Kiwis, we get them all over New Zealand, yep, top to bottom, and in good numbers.
Mm-hmm. And what sort of water range are we looking at?
It all changes different times of the year, but yeah, you can be getting them from under a metre of water all the way down to hundreds.
So they are there as for beginners to target?
Oh, definitely. As a beginner freediver, right place, you're going to bump into them, metre of water, easy.
Now, talking of the right place, there is no real way around the fact that you just have to go looking for them.
You have to look for them. They don't necessarily like a lot of swell. Okay, so if you're a freediver, you don't want to be hunting in an area where there's a lot of swell anyway. So you just hunt rocky areas, boulders, a bit harder to get them out of boulders, but just generally bays and coastline.
Yeah, good. And so you're just looking for the telltale feelers sort of coming up from under rocks and cracks?
So yeah, you can spot them from the surface at different times, but it's just time in the water, diving under ledges, rock faces, cracks.
Yeah.
Easy telltale sign to find where a hole is. Red moki swimming out in front. Red moki like to live in caves and cracks, and see a couple of red moki, you know there's going to be a little crack nearby and generally a crayfish in it.
All right, now I definitely remember when I was getting started the frustration of not quite getting them. What is the best technique to...
Okay, so for me when I'm catching crayfish, I'm coming in and I'm going in from underneath. Okay, so underneath the horns. So you got two feelers sticking out at you. So that's how they do their sensing. They haven't got a great deal of eyesight. They're feelers, they can pick up the vibration in the water, the movement. I come in underneath 9 out of 10 times. If the feelers touch your hand, they're going to move back.
Yep.
So you have to be aware of that, and I aim for the tail. Okay, the crayfish moves so quick, one flick of its tail and it's moved that far back.
One of the things I guess that you learn about crayfish is not to panic once you've found one, right?
Yeah, so like if I'm diving for them and I find one at the end of my breath, a lot of the time is I'll make sure my spear gun's on safety and leave my spear gun down there so that I've marked the spot. So I can come back to it on the next breath, breathe up, go back down, have another go at it, and you might not get him on that breath. No point risking anything there, so if you can't get him, just let him go. He's in the back of his hole. Extra 2 minutes, 50% of the time isn't going to matter. So, you know, it's better to leave the crayfish there than pushing it too far. Size
is the other thing with crayfish. How do we measure them, from where?
Okay, so we're measuring them across the tail, female 60, and very easy to tell the difference. If your crayfish is intact and it has all its legs, so the back two legs have a little tiny extra pincer for removing the eggs, and it has extra fins underneath its tail. So compared to the male, which only has one, and at different times of the year, you've got to just be wary of the soft shell.
Okay.
So,
which means you're not allowed to take them if they're
not,
soft.
Not allowed to take them when they're in soft shell or berry.
Okay. And what do you mean by berry?
Okay, so berry, I mean that they're holding the eggs under their tail, so they hold them for roughly 4 months of the year under their tail, June through to September.
The other thing worth pointing out, it's illegal to use your spear gun on a crayfish, isn't it?
It is, totally. You're not allowed to puncture the skin in any way, so you can't use a hook or a spear gun to do it. They do have crane nooses, which they put in behind them, and the crayfish goes back into the noose, and you can pull them out that way. I don't believe in it myself.
Not a fan?
So not a fan, no. If you can't get them on their terms, let them be and go and find another one.
Mm-hmm. You were brought up through a family of diving, and you had a funny rule about crayfish?
Yeah. We when we were kids, if we broke a feeler off or a leg, we let them go. So we try to not damage them at all. And that was the way we learnt to look after your crayfish. You know, you don't want to bring a crayfish back to the boat and then measure it and it's missing half its legs and it's undersized. So they will grow them back, but it stunts their growth.